Hey guys, Taryn here with Flirtily Aesthetics, and today I have Jane's new look from Breaking Dawn Part 2. It's quite a bit different than our last one, but it is a pretty awesome eyeliner. But it's super fun. I only had one picture to go off of, so if this is wrong once I see the movie, it's gonna be interesting. Anyways, I'm real excited about the movie coming out, so I wanted to do one of these before it came out, and I had the one clip of hers and she was different, and now I'm just rambling. So hope you guys enjoy this. Keep watching if you'd like to learn how to do it, and as always, put your best face forward. I'm starting off with my regular foundation. I'm going to lighten it once I get everything on, but to start off with, they obviously have flawless skin, so I put a primer down. I usually don't use primers, but it does tend to help when you're trying to make things perfectly even. Okay, now for me to light this up, I'm going to take a white highlighter. And just where you normally highlight anything, you can put that. You can actually use foundation if you want and do the whole thing white, if that's something that you want to do. But like I said, I didn't want to take it all over my entire body, so I'm not gonna. Okay, so Dakota's eyebrows are substantially different than mine. They are huge and have a big, basically rectangle here, and then with a small tail. So as you can see, I've done that with this brow. So now starting on that one with a color that is a little bit lighter than what I would normally use. She's a blonde and her brows are slightly darker, so I'm kind of just meeting in the middle. And I'm basically getting the line started at the bottom. And then I'm going to continue filling it in until I get the right shape. I'm not worried about making sure it's full and perfect right now, because I can do that once I get the shape figured out. They're very, very block-like through here. Okay, so real thick and then thin tail. I'm going to use this very gold color right here. There's only like one clip of her that I have, so I'm guessing that it's a golden color. It looks a little bit like it, but I've got like one snapshot to go from, so let's hope this is it. Or at least somewhat similar. And this only goes to where when you open your eye, it'll disappear. It should just be on the moving part of your lid, nowhere else. So even in there, she does kind of a lot of rounded stuff, so nothing's getting, like there's a wing over here, but it's very rounded first, and then it wings up from the bottom. So your top eyelid is very, very round. Okay, then I'm going to take like a kind of a brownish gray color. It's about right here. It looks like she has kind of a contour going on, but it's not anything that's too big. It mostly just looks like a shadow, but I still think there's something there. So I'm using this like it's a super large eyeliner brush. Like I would never use this for an eyeliner brush, but I love using it to make just thin lines in here, and I usually blend them out. But for this, it doesn't even go all the way into the corner. It stops kind of right here, and then it goes around. And then I'm going to take a matte white, like that color right there. And it's going to help highlight, not that much because I'm obviously paler than most. And then it'll also help blend that out so it doesn't just look like there's a crease color there. Now it just looks kind of like there's a shadow. Okay, Now for the tricky part, and I'm using a black gel liner. So basically for this I'm going to start on the bottom since that's where it's most prominent. And this line follows up and curves out, so that's what we want to do. I'm starting in the middle because it's going to get thinner in the inner corner. If I start in the inner corner, it's not going to be super thin right there. So if I start right here and then start bringing it over, it'll be a little bit easier. And the bottom line is pretty thick. And just take your time with it. It's not a super quick look. As you can see, I'm not going all the way into the very inner corner. It's pretty close, but it doesn't go around the outside. It kind of curves in with your eye. You might get spots like right under here that'll be a little draggy or something like that. We're going to fix it later, so don't worry too much about it. And then while this isn't super saturated, because I'm not going to redip it, this is where I'm going to start making this line up out here. So that way it's not so dark if I mess up that it'll be a little bit easier for me to go with. You do want to check back and forth between your eyes. And the top isn't really thick. The bottom's the thickest part of the line. It goes down fairly far, but not all the way down following through. It's going to be just a little bit above that so that you can pull it out here. And meet it with that other line that you've made. Again, not all the way into the inner corner as I dot myself. Now you're just going to thicken up this line through here. You don't want to thicken it inwards, you want to thicken it outwards, or else you're going to fill in the gap, and we don't want to fill in the gap. Now her line drags out a little bit, so what I'm going to do is just take an angled brush and on the end of this, pull it, because it gets very faded as it pulls out. And it's okay if it messes this up, you can always go back and fix that, but we do want the faded to come out. Okay, now you're going to take a nude pencil. You can use white if you want. Nude's a little bit better. And we're going to line your lower waterline with that. And then you're going to take it out into the little gap that you have here. Then if you need to fix the lower line, that's fine. Okay, now I'm just going to take a concealer palette with a little concealer brush. And now any jagged edges that aren't super smooth on the bottom, that's when I'm going to fix that. If it starts mixing the colors, I generally do my makeup with a towel in my lap or something. That way I can always clean off my brushes as I go. So like that, I just wiped off my brush. I can re-dip it in the concealer and then start again. That way I'm not making it all ruddy underneath my eye. I'm going to apply mascara. It didn't look like she was wearing any lashes. At least they didn't look big enough for them to be lashes. So I'm just, you know, using my own lashes. She is wearing a very, like, neutral lip. I don't want to say nude because it's a little darker than nude, but it's a pretty neutral lip, like a deep neutral, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And her lips are, again, a different shape than mine. Hers are equal parts out here, so I'll try and do it, but the cutest little Cupid's bow. Aww, she's so cute. Okay guys, this is my finished Dakota Fanning as Jane look for the upcoming movie. I hope this was helpful. Yeah, catch you guys later.